as Hot Springs makes their road trip through the Black Hills to take on Lead-Deadwood tonight here in Lead at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym. This is the second home game of the season for the Lead-Deadwood Lady Gold Diggers. Our countdown to first serve tonight being brought to you by Jenks Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. And thanks once again to Jenks Collision Repair as they bring us our pregame show leading up to the first serve of a game that's going to be coming up here probably at the top of the hour after we take care of the national anthem as well as the starting lineups and some recognition for the elementary kids in the house tonight as they got free admission. Those K through 5th graders or maybe future Lady Gold Diggers on the volleyball team, they are able to get in free tonight if their parents are with them. And also, since it is the first game for us here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, they have the Lead-Deadwood High School pep band in the house. So let's hear from the Gold Digger pep band with our national anthem. And they've been practicing for a few weeks. It's the Lead-Deadwood High School pep band as they have our national anthem as we get set for this Black Hills Conference matchup tonight between the Hot Springs Lady Bison and the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Both of these teams from Class 8A. One of a lot of matches around the area tonight. We'll get into our matchup menu being brought to you by the South Dakota Beef Industry Council as we go on through the night. The Hot Springs Lady Bison are coming off of a year where they went 13-8. So far on the season, they have 1 win and 3 losses as they had a loss last week against St. Thomas More, 3-0. Then they went to the Custer tournament this past Saturday. They lost to Edgemont 2-0. They got a win over Red Cloud 2-0, but then lost to Pine Ridge 2-1. So 1 win and 3 losses on the season for the Hot Springs Lady Bison as they go on the road to take on the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers tonight. For Lead-Deadwood, under head coach Ashley Hansen, they are coming off of a 4-27 campaign and 23-24. Now in the 2024 season, they are coming off of a win against Newell last Tuesday, 3-2. Then they lost to Belfouche here at home, 3-0. They went down to the Custer tournament this past weekend, lost to Todd County and Custer, but got a win over the Newell Irrigators, 2-1. So all those games as part of the Custer tournament were the best of 3 games. So the Newell Irrigators are the best opponent for Lead-Deadwood so far this year as Lead-Deadwood has beat them twice in less than a week. And both were pretty competitive matches as Lead-Deadwood comes in with 2 wins and 3 losses on the season. Game number 5 tonight at home against the Hot Springs Lady Bison. It's time now for our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups. Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style. The Hot Springs Lady Bison will start this way. Number 5, Kaylee Bader. She is a senior outside hitter and defensive specialist, standing at 5'6". Number 6, Ella Paskovitz is an 8th grader. She is the libero for the Hot Springs Lady Bison tonight at 5'7". Starting also is number 8, Destiny Webb. She's a senior, one of the leaders on the Hot Springs Lady Bison. As one of their captains, she's a middle hitter and 5'10". Also getting the start will be Ashlyn Elshire. She's wearing number 9 in the blue tops and black short tights, a junior middle hitter. And also getting the start is number 11, Kennedy Majeski, a senior outside hitter at 5'6". Overall, they have 6 seniors, 3 juniors, 1 sophomore, no freshmen, and 1 8th graders for the Hot Springs Lady Bison. Under head coach for them, back for another season for her squad for the Hot Springs Lady Bison, Tana White. For the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, they'll be starting Jasa Vogt. She is a junior middle hitter at 6 foot. Hayden Jacobs is a junior setter at 5'5". Number 5, Hannah Hansen is a sophomore. She will be the libero. Number 6, Nakaya Black is a junior setter and outside hitter. Number 7, Ava Bertrand is a sophomore setter. Also number 8, Cece Percy is a junior defensive specialist. And rounding out the starters tonight for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers will be Delaney Matson. She's now a senior and a middle hitter at 5'8". Head coach for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers is Ashley Hansen in her 2nd season as head coach of the squad here for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Her sister, Hannah with an H Hansen, is now a sophomore and going to be the defensive specialist and the libero. Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ Radio, and let's bring in Clayson Davis over on KDSJ-TV. Thanks for joining us on YouTube and Facebook Live. Clayson behind the scenes taking care of the graphics and the video footage, and he's even got a microphone.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Cody. It's good to be here in Lead-Deadwood. Always enjoyed coming to this high school. Easily the best concession stand on this side of the state, in my humble opinion.
And we are underway right here at 8 o'clock, an hour behind schedule here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, as both freshman and JV matches went extra. So they were the best of 3. They both went 3 sets. So this is a best of 5 here at the varsity level tonight, as Hot Springs gets the serve and they get the point on that opening serve. Now over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Hot Springs has it over on the left-hand side of the net. And Lead-Deadwood gets it over in 2. Here comes Hot Springs with the set, and they get it over in 3. Coming in, there is Hayden Jacobs. Now for Hot Springs, they get it over in 3, and that will land just in bounds, and that'll be a point for the Hot Springs Bison. And as we get settled in here to the Lead-Deadwood High School gym tonight, we thank you for joining us and our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. A different gym, a different look. As we get settled in here, we are right at half court, about 10 rows up. So we are looking right down the net, which is a good view for volleyball. You can see right down the net. We do have the side where the man on the stand, one of the referees, is up top, so maybe sometimes blocking the view, but we do have a backup camera. 2 of them actually for KDSJ-TV. So we zoom in on the net and zoom in on the out-of-bounds lines. So that is nice to glance over there and get those looks as well. And then try to make it all colorful for those listening on the radio at KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, online at KDSJ980.com, and with the KDSJ mobile app. Here is Lead-Deadwood right at the front row. They're able to get it over, and it goes out of bounds, and Hot Springs gets 4 out of the first 5 points in this contest, as Hot Springs has the advantage 4-1. And back to serve is number 5, Kaylee Bader, a senior outside hitter, defensive specialist. It comes back over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Lead-Deadwood gets it over in 3, over to Hot Springs. Now Hot Springs gets it up, and this will be out of bounds as it goes to the back row on the Lead-Deadwood side. And it was out of bounds, so a point for Lead-Deadwood as we have rally scoring. This is the first game, best out of 5 here this evening. And you race to 25. That serve goes underneath the net. Can't do that, so that's a point going over to Hot Springs. And the Hot Springs Lady Bison to serve it up will be Ashlyn Elshire, the junior middle hitter at 6 foot, as she backs up to serve. This one gets low as Lead-Deadwood is able to dig it up. Now here comes the attack, and they go right to the middle. And fading away with it is Jason Vogt. Vogt is the tallest girl on the team for the Lady Diggers at 6 foot. Not much height here for Lead-Deadwood, but they do have a couple girls that just can play out or flat out just jump, and that always helps. As both teams going with the 6-2, so you have 2 setters in the rotation. And Lead-Deadwood is on the right-hand side of the net. Hot Springs on the left-hand side. As we look down on the net from our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, live here at the Lead-Deadwood High School Gym in Lead, South Dakota, a mile high, which means we are that much closer to the sun, which in the gym, it feels like we are a little bit closer to the sun, as it is warm in here tonight. We do have the doors open, but there is no fans. There is no air conditioner. The only fans are in the stands for Lead-Deadwood and Hot Springs tonight. And Hot Springs gets a point right there for the Bison. So a toasty one here in Lead-Deadwood tonight. And again, both of the preliminary and sub-varsity games went their full distance, so that's why we get an hour late start here. And Hot Springs will be the serving right now. Briley Grill was a game time decision whether she would start or not. She gets the start as the setter as they go with the 6-2. Now here's Grill setting it up front row. They get it over in 3. Lead-Deadwood goes to get it. Now over to the Hot Springs side. Hot Springs gets it over in 3. Lead-Deadwood dives for it, and then it's Jason Vogt with the kill for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. As we get to know both of these teams, it's just the second week of school here for these programs. And for Lead-Deadwood, the girls have grown up over the past year and a half. So we have some new faces for Lead-Deadwood that'll probably get some minutes as well, including junior Hayden Jacobs, also new to the squad this year, would be a freshman. I don't know if she's going to get playing time here in the varsity game, but Harlow McCulley played really well in the JV contest. She is one of those taller girls at the net that can jump out of the gym, and just as a freshman, she's developing, but McCulley, you'll probably hear her name as the years go on for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. As we volley back and forth, it's blocked at the net for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Black was up there, and that'll be a point for Lead-Deadwood as they send back Hayden Jacobs, the junior setter, at 5'5". She'll be serving it up here for the Lady Diggers. This one just gets over the net. There is the save for Hot Springs. Gets it back over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Gold Diggers get it over. Now to the front of the net. Here comes the attack for the middle. And Hot Springs hits this one too long. She went into the net anyway. So a point here for Lead-Deadwood. Thanks for joining us tonight on KDSJ Radio as well as KDSJ-TV. Got a good crowd on hand here for the student section. A smaller gym than what we were at last Tuesday for Sturgis and Bellefouche, as we had Sturgis beating Bell a week ago tonight. And it is a little beach night and Hawaiian night. I mean, we could be, feels like on the beach here. Put our feet in the sand, give us a cold beverage from the concession stand, and we'd feel right at home here. Maybe Coach Sneesby can go get us a little drink with a umbrella, if you know what I mean.
That would feel really nice right now.
He's sitting right over there, and I know he just got back from Mexico. And here is the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers on the attack by Black. Now it goes over to Hot Springs. Hot Springs again on the left-hand side of the net. Lead-Deadwood on the right in the black jerseys, black shorts. Hot Springs with the long sleeve blue jerseys and black shorts. The liberals are in white for both teams. And here is the attack by Vogt. She does a nice job of pushing it across the net. Hot Springs trying to find an opening on the Lead-Deadwood side, and they did right over there by the Gold Digger bench. And a point for Hot Springs as they've had the advantage throughout this first set. 11-6 now is the advantage. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider to several area high schools in the Black Hills in northeastern Wyoming. Our trainer in the house tonight is Cree Bowen, representing Monument Health. And she's over there by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers bench in case anybody needs some extra things wrapped up, taped up, and if any injuries or concussions. Usually in volleyball, you'll see knee injuries, volleyballs hitting you in the face or nose. So she's always there. Hopefully she doesn't have to work, but she's here in case we need her thanks to Monument Health. 12-6 early on. Hot Springs with the advantage. Clayson Davis over on KDSJ-TV. Your thoughts?
Well, early, you definitely can tell that Hot Springs has the advantage. Lead-Deadwood, they've just always seemed to be a step behind early in this contest. Seems like everything seems to be hard from them when it comes to just digging out some serves or some kills, or whatever that be, just trying to get a good set up close to the net. It just seems very dysfunctional right now for Lead-Deadwood.
As they're on the right-hand side of the net, Coach Ashley Hansen calls a timeout. She's talking to a couple players. The assistant coach, Webb, is also talking to a couple other players. Get everybody hopefully on the same page here, as Lead-Deadwood has a lot of different balls have dropped on their side, and they've just not been in the right position so far. Here's the attack by Vogt. There it is. Right out of the timeout, the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers get the point. Again, both of these teams from Region 8A. There are 7 teams in the region. Lead-Deadwood has been in the cellar of the region over the past few years. We'll see if they can make their move up the standings. That's been dominated by Rapid City Christian and Belle Fuchsia over the past couple of years. We'll see what St. Thomas More, maybe Hill City, or even this Hot Springs squad can say about Region 8A and the Black Hills Conference. That was a solid hit by Black. You probably heard that in the background. Now here's Hot Springs. It's the block at the net and a double block by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Let's give credit right there to number 7, Ava Bertrand, the sophomore setter at 5'8", gets the block. Again, thanks for joining us on KDSJ-TV as well, all the video production. And it's all live, it's all free through YouTube and Facebook Live. Hot Springs takes advantage of a Lead-Deadwood error and a point for the Bison as they keep their lead, which they've had from the beginning. It's now 13-8. As we lay the foundation for this matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete, give them a call at 605-210-2320. Head coach Tana White of Hot Springs. Ashley Hansen, the head coach of the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Hansen in her second year. Reloading this program and building it up from the middle school all the way up through the freshmen, and seeing even the earlier games tonight, the freshmen and JV were more competitive than they've been in years past, as they've forced game 3s in each of those sub-varsity games, with the Lead-Deadwood JV actually winning. Hot Springs last year almost had a winning record, but they fell in the regionals in the second round as they were 13-18 a year ago. So far, they are 1-3 on the early season. Lead-Deadwood 2-3. Lead-Deadwood was 4-27 last year. They were 2-27 the year before. They've already had 2 wins this year, both against Newell. Hot Springs has the volley on their side. They get it over. It's dug up here by Lead-Deadwood. Lead-Deadwood on the attack by Bertrand. Now it goes over to the Hot Springs side. Here's the attack, a block at the net. And again, it's Matson and Bertrand right there on the far side of the net towards the scorer's table. The outside hitter is able to get the block there. Our matchup menu being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Our matchup of Black Hills Conference and Region 8A teams tonight here in the Northern Black Hills in Lead. Most of the Northern Hills teams in action tonight on a busy Tuesday night. Well, more of your matchup menu as the night goes on. And this is going to be a point for Hot Springs as they hit it to the back row. Lead-Deadwood was able to get an arm on it and a hand, but that was it as it goes on a bounce. Now Hot Springs back with the serve. This will be number 5, Kaylee Bader. Over to the Lead-Deadwood side cleanly. Now Hot Springs to the middle of the court. They get it over. That time is by Kennedy Majeski. All the way to the back row. The libero There's the bump, there's the set, there's the spike, and it's dug up by Lead-Deadwood. Another block at the net by the Hot Springs Lady Bison. Good job there by Kennedy Majeski. The senior outside hitter at 5'6" comes up and gets the block. Again, for the Gold Diggers starting tonight was Vogt, Jacobs, Hannah Hansen, Black, Bertrand, Percy, and Madsen. As Hot Springs at the net tries the attack, and they get it right down. Black was able to dig it up, but then her teammate wasn't ready for it as it kind of ricocheted off of her hand an odd way, and Cece Percy wasn't able to get the clean set. So now it is 17-10 in favor of the Hot Springs Bison, and now 18-10 as they get a few points here in a row. We'll introduce our officials tonight as well as our segment being brought to you by the Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. This one is hit too long by Hot Springs, so a point for the Lady Diggers as they get themselves within 7 now, 18-11. Again at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, right here about 10 rows up mid-court. We have different camera angles all around the gym as the ball spins right on top of the net. That was pretty cool to see over on the TV side of things, zoomed right there in the middle of the net as that ball was falling on the Lead-Deadwood side. Now back to Hot Springs. Lead-Deadwood has it as they try to get it over in 3. They do by vote. Now back over to Hot Springs. Hot Springs sets up the middle hitter. She just taps it right on over. Lead-Deadwood able to go over in 3. Good job by Taylor Hansen to keep that one alive. Both of these teams haven't really had strong kills on their attacks, but they've been playing what you would call small ball so far in this contest between the two teams. Now 19-11, an 8-point advantage here for Hot Springs. And here it goes over to the Lead-Deadwood side. They are not able to dig it up. And a timeout called by Ashley Hansen, head coach of the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Gives us an opportunity to recognize our game officials for this contest. Tonight's game officials and the law on the court, being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Tonight's officials are Kelly Whiting and John Weber. Well, one of them is on the stand here on the near side. The other one is on the far side, getting a drink of water by the scorer's table. He'll take care of all the substitutions and any questions that the scorer's table might have or any appeals. So Kelly and John are our main officials and referees. And then doing the line judging, he's back again for another year. The Deadwood own librarian, Gary Lynn, is taking care of one side. And former Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger volleyball coach Kim Hansen is taking care of the other corner of the court. So Kim Hansen, who has retired from the Lead-Deadwood School District, but they get her back on to hold that red flag and be a line judge here for volleyball. Gary Lynn, if you want to know more about any cool books to get, he can tell you that and more. As it's 20-11. Hot Springs has the lead by 9, but then an error on Hot Springs to make it 20-12. So coming out of a break, we see it so often, it's a game of momentum as the team that's down calls a timeout and then comes right out and gets a point. And now back to serve for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. On the right-hand side of the net. Back behind the service line, it gets over there by Black. And then this will be a block at the net by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. So good teamwork all around there. And here comes the serve by Nakaya Black. Now a junior setter and an outside hitter. Comes to the middle of the floor. They're looking to get it set up to Ivy Hayes. She gets it across. Now here comes Hot Springs. Hot Springs over to the right-hand side of the net. There's the tap by Hansen, but it hits the antenna, and it's out of bounds. And so far, Clayson and I would be very happy to know that the numbers on the rosters are matching up with the individuals that are playing on the court. last Friday night in our high school football game with Spearfish at home. Well, we'll just say it was interesting, and we'll get better next time. 22-13.
The start of the season for us broadcasters too, along with the
people who put together the rosters.
First week for the refs, first game for the coaches, first game for the players, first game for all of us official people as well.
Mary Schumacher with the Lead-Deadwood athletic department. She's the secretary over there. She gets the job done. You just ask her, and she'll set you up space for different camera angles here at the gym.
We even got 2 rows reserved for us when we got here.
23-14. With it being this warm, I don't want to be too close to anybody right now. Back to serve for Hot Springs, as Clayson is agreeing probably.
He most certainly is.
23-14, Gold Diggers down by 9. Got to get a rally going here, but that one goes out of bounds, hit by Lead-Deadwood. It goes out over by the scores table, so it's now 24-14, and we have ourselves set point. And again, our introduction of the officials a little bit ago, being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. They had a nice angle there on that one going out of bounds. Black with the dig there. Hot Springs hits it too hard on the set point, goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Lead-Deadwood on the serve. As they make a substitution, now on the rotation, it'll be Hannah Hansen to serve it. We've seen her come up through middle school and the sub-varsity levels, now getting some time as a starter, as a sophomore and the libero. She's disappointed there. She serves that one into the net, and it is a winner for the Hot Springs Bison. I just missed the final score as they took it off the board real quick.
The 25-15 was that final.
Thank you. Hot Springs wins set 1, 25-15. We'll take a break, cool down, be back in a minute for set number 2. It's the best of 5 between Hot Springs and Lead-Deadwood in Black Hills Conference play. More coming up next.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics. That's monument.health/orthopedics.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And we are back here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym. Number 1. There is actually 2 other gyms down the hallway.
I can't imagine having 2 gyms in a high school. Or did I just grow up that small?
I think you did. I guaranteed you didn't have a concession stand like we do here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym.
I don't think anyone in this state has a concession stand like we do at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym.
We just invite you out, even if you don't like volleyball. Come and get supper. We got the Big Rob sandwich over there. We have pretzel and cheese. If I
nachos.
If I say anything more, I'm going to get hungry, so let's just stick to the volleyball. Let's go to set number 2 here.
The super nachos are amazing, though. I can confirm.
Hot Springs wins set 1, 25-15.
Tour de concession stand here at Lead-Deadwood.
And here at the net, it is Bertrand. Bertrand goes back, and this one goes into the net. Probably not the spot to be setting that up for on the Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger side as they went backward, and then the attacker wasn't able to get the jump on it because the set was so low down to her knees. So then she just had to kind of get over how she could, but did not get over the net. Lead-Deadwood gets over in 3. This one goes down inbounds right in front of the Hot Springs bench. So give a point here for Lead-Deadwood. Tally mark on that side, and now it'll be for Lead-Deadwood serving it up to Delaney Madsen. Now she's a senior, a middle hitter at 5'8". Here's the attack by Hot Springs. They go to one of their best players, and that is Destiny Webb, the senior middle hitter at 5'10". I talked with her beforehand as one of the captains of the squad, a senior and one of the leaders. She has a head on her shoulders, and she came in and spiked that one down. Destiny with a good job there. And then just as we talk about Hot Springs Lady Bison doing good things, their server serves that one into the net for a service error. It's a Tuesday night of high school volleyball as we come out of the Labor Day weekend. Again, both of these teams played at the Custer tournament on Saturday. Probably, I would say, didn't practice Sunday or yesterday. So you're coming right back to school and right here with these games. And you see Lead-Deadwood just a couple steps behind, as anyway, the libero for Hot Springs, that is Ella Heskovitz. She hits that one into the net. Point for the Gold Diggers. Gold Diggers have the lead right now, 3-2. Here comes Hot Springs over from the outside hitter. That's a partially blocked by Lead-Deadwood. Good timing there as Black gets it over. Now here comes the attack by Hot Springs. Lead-Deadwood trying to position it for Vogt in the middle of the court. She gets it over. Now here comes Hot Springs. Hot Springs dumps it down, and a point there for the Lady Bison by Kiana Lewis, a junior middle hitter. Busy sports day for Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger Athletics as well. They hosted a cross-country meet this morning. Middle school JV, varsity, girls and boys out on Tomahawk. Then this afternoon, the middle school football team hosted Sundance down at Ferguson Field in Deadwood. And then this evening, getting the volleyball game going a little bit late because of all the things happening and getting all the administrators back in the gym here to get everything going. And we have our varsity game, got started about 8 o'clock, which it was scheduled for a 7 o'clock start. But now we're rolling here into set number 2, where Hot Springs is up 4-3. Cree Bowen going to be doing some work over there on Nakia Black. Looks like maybe some blood on her elbow, so they tape her up. That's why we have Cree. At the net, Hot Springs trying to find their tallest girl to get it across, and she hits it too hard. That's Destiny Webb at 5'10". Ashlyn Elshier is their tallest player at 6 foot. Then Webb at 5'10". A couple girls at 5'9", and then the usual 5'5" to 5'7". Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, well, they are vertically challenged once again this year. We're still waiting for that 6'4" girl to come through the system and help us out in volleyball and basketball. So if you know anybody and parents that need a job, Lead-Deadwood School District is waiting. The tallest girl this year is Jason Vogt at 6 foot. And then nobody at 5'10", 5'9", or we got a couple girls at 5'8". Everybody's pretty much there between 5'3" and 5'6". Hopefully they're quick. There are a couple girls that don't quite have the height, but they can jump and can get those blocks and some good hits at the net. Unfortunately, they're still in the JV program. 6-4, the guests of Hot Springs lead it. And here is the serve. Comes across, Bertrand with the dig. Now here's the attack, and it's hit too hard there by Webb. Thank you to Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style. Our thanks to Superior Auto Solutions over in Spearfish, whether it's an oil change, new tires, or a new vehicle for you. They have used vehicles there as well. So check out their inventory and more at their website for Superior Auto Solutions. SuperiorAutoSD.com.
They do change tires too.
4 of them that we both have been having our tires changed there.
It is the traveling season.
And we get Hot Springs traveling up here to lead tonight. And this one will travel out of bounds. 7-6. Gold Diggers down by 1.
Haven't seen this much traveling since an NBA game.
That's Clayson Davis, ladies and gentlemen, over there. He'll be here all night.
Doing my best.
Back to serve. If you've seen our setup here tonight, this takes a 2-person crew. We could use a couple more people if we could use them. But check it out on KDSJ-TV. You'll find out what we have going on. KDSJ Radio, we fill you in on everything on the AM, FM dials as we try to paint you the picture of a high school volleyball match in a warm gym on a Tuesday night in early September. Back to serve for Hot Springs will be number 5, Kaylee Bader. She's an outside hitter, defensive specialist. She's a 5'6" senior. And as they get it over, trying to save it. Good job there by the libero, Haskvitz. And now Black will get it over. Percy's at the net as well for Lead-Deadwood. Now they have it on their side, trying to get it over. They do. That is Nakaya Black. Now to the net for Hot Springs. They go to their bread and butter, but just outside of the back line. So that'll be out. A point for Lead-Deadwood, and we're tied up at 8. Second set. Both teams still have 2 timeouts left. Hot Springs won the first set, 25-15, as Mr. Campbell was really quick at the scoreboard to get that final score off the board. He didn't want anybody to know that Lead-Deadwood lost by 10. And here is the attack by Hot Springs. This time it'll land inbounds. Lead-Deadwood not covering that near corner, and they offer Hot Springs a spot right there to get the kill. Hot Springs comes through. Now back to serve is number 3, Ryan Heinert. She is a junior libero setter, 5'3". And a point here for Lead-Deadwood to tie it up at 9s. Right now the libero's on the floor for Hot Springs. That is Ella Haskvitz. She's an 8th grader. And then the libero for Lead-Deadwood just went out, and that is Hannah with an H, Hansen. So she'll just be playing that back row. Lead-Deadwood gets a block here at the net. Additional sponsors this year coming on board: Granite Automotive, thanks to Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pillin Optical, and Powder River Energy. A block again by Lead-Deadwood at the net. On their right-hand side, they've been just getting their fingertips on it. Now to the front, here is Bertrand. She gets it over. Now it's on the Hot Springs side. Here's the attack by Hot Springs, and they pushed on over for a point by Kiana Lewis. Hot Springs last year was 13-18 on the season. Before that, they had 2 20-win seasons in a row. So far, Hot Springs has 1 win this year over Red Cloud this past weekend at the Custer Tourney. They've had 3 losses so far: St. Thomas More, Edgemont, and Pine Ridge. They'll be back in action next Tuesday when they take on Red Cloud again on the road. Lead-Deadwood 4-27 a year ago. So far 2-3 on the early season here. They were busy last week. Now here comes Hot Springs. They get it over in 3. Lead-Deadwood's there as they push it across by Hansen. That was Taylor. And now we have over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Trying to position the front row. They get it over. Lead-Deadwood in black tops with gold across the shoulders. And then Diggers in gold across the back of the jerseys. And then the numbers are in gold on the front and back. Hot Springs wearing the blue tops. Hot Springs in white, numbers in white, front and back. The liberos are in white. And this one is hit too far by Lead-Deadwood. And it'll go out of bounds. Coming in for the Gold Diggers, their substitution, Hayden Jacobs, the junior setter, will come in. As Taylor Hansen, the senior middle hitter, will go out. Taylor did not play last year. Don't believe anyway. She sat out basketball. Hot Springs with the attack. Nice block over there by Vogt. Now here comes Hot Springs. Another block by Vogt. Comes to Bertrand. Bertrand with the set. Here's Black with the attack. And it rhymes. Here comes Hot Springs, far side. They tap it over. And this is just out of bounds over by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger bench. So this is a point for Lead-Deadwood. Coach Hansen had an eye on that one. Again, her sister, Hannah Hansen, is the libero. She's back on the floor now. And the other Hansen sister graduated last year as the only senior on the program. So still relatively young for Lead-Deadwood and lacking size. Find themselves down by 3 here in the second set, 14-11. Over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Looks like maybe, well, no, they didn't hit it at the same time. Over to Gold Digger side again. Here's the attack, that time by Hayden Jacobs. Good job by Hayden. Gets a point as that landed just inbounds on the Hot Springs back corner. New Gold Digger logo here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, something new this year. New athletic director, Eric Clement, was busy today with the cross-country meet, coaching middle school football, and then administrating this volleyball match tonight. There's Black with the dig. Gets it over the net. Here comes Hot Springs. They go to the outside, and the attack is far and out of bounds. So a point here for Lead-Deadwood, and it's a 1-point contest, 14-13. Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers this year with just 2 seniors, Taylor Hansen and Delaney Madsen. Here's the attack by Hot Springs this time. A little bit softer, but it was dug up by Lead-Deadwood, and a tremendous recovery by the Gold Diggers. You have to watch that on KDSJ-TV replay. Somehow they were able to dig it up, get it across the net. Hot Springs thought it was a lift on Lead-Deadwood. They will not appeal, and we play on with the game tied at 14. Now, I thought it was dead, and Lead-Deadwood was able to keep it alive to get the point. Now here comes Black. It's blocked at the net by Hot Springs. That's a clean block, and the advantage goes back to the Lady Bison, 15-14. We'll have our matchup menu coming up at the end of our second set as we have a look at other matchups in Black Hills Conference play, as well as other volleyball matches on this Tuesday night. 2 girls go for Lead-Deadwood. They're able to get it over. Now here on Hot Springs side, they attack. It's tipped. Lead-Deadwood gets it over, that time by Jacobs. Now here's the attack, and it goes out of bounds. And it will be a point here for Hot Springs. Talk about some of those replays. If you're not watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, remember you can always go back tomorrow, later on tonight, next week, and see those replays in their entirety. All there online. If you don't want to listen to the play-by-play, you can mute it. I don't know why you would. Here's Hansen back to serve. That's Hannah Hansen for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. From the middle of the floor, they get it across. It's dug up there by Hot Springs. Now here's the attack, dug up there by Black. Now Lead-Deadwood on the attack, it's Madsen. Madsen gets it back over to the Hot Springs side. Now the Bison need to get it over. They do, and it's a point as it goes off of Hansen's arm and out of bounds. So a point for Hot Springs. They take a 2-point advantage, 17-11. And now it comes across at the net, Hot Springs, but then again, Lead-Deadwood digs it up somehow. Hansen gets it over. It wasn't a strong one, but Hot Springs is there on the attack. They get it across, now back to Lead-Deadwood. Lead-Deadwood, here's Bertrand, and it gets down on the Hot Springs side. Point Diggers. Hot Springs won the first set 25-15. It's going to be closer than that here, no matter which way it goes, as we have just a 1-point game, 17-16. Hot Springs has about 6 girls on their bench as reserves, and Lead-Deadwood has about the same as well. This serve goes errant by Lead-Deadwood, so a point for Hot Springs as they take a 2-point lead. Remember, it's a race to 25, and you got to win by 2. Here's the serve by Hot Springs over here to the Lead-Deadwood side. They get it over. Hot Springs sees an opening. They attack and get the point. Nobody was covering that back row except for Hannah Hansen, but she was kind of caught off guard even, and you could see the middle hitter for Hot Springs was eyeing that attack all the time and was able to spike it down. Back row inbounds. Point for Hot Springs as they lead by 3, 19-16. This will be an ace by the Hot Springs server. Ella Hetzkowitz, the 8th grader, libero, gets the ace. And it's 20-16. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with more high school volleyball on a Tuesday night here on KDSJ Sports.
Food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Welcome back to the Lead-Deadwood High School gym on this Tuesday night, second week of high school volleyball action here on KDSJ. Last week we featured Belle Fourche at Sturgis. Tonight another Black Hills Conference matchup with Hot Springs at Lead-Deadwood. I think next week we go to Spearfish maybe?
Yep. Next week Spearfish and Rapid City Christian, I do believe, on our KDSJ fall broadcast schedule.
You can check out that schedule on our website, KDSJ980.com. 21-16, Hot Springs up by 5. Their largest advantage of this second set. A good serve here by Hetzkowitz. Now on the Hot Springs side, they set up their middle hitter. She's able to get it across. Now Lead-Deadwood just out of position again. And they do get it over in 3, but it wasn't pretty. Not able to get the block up there was Bertrand and Madsen. So point for Hot Springs, and they lead it by 6, 22-16. From the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, Hot Springs with the serve over to Lead-Deadwood side. Lead-Deadwood goes right to left, back to the right side. Lead-Deadwood on the right side of the net. They get it over by Bertrand. Now over here by Hot Springs. Hot Springs on the attack. They send it to the middle. It's dug up there by Hansen. Now here's the attack by Black. She's not that big, but she can leap up in the air. And then this one hits the rafter and falls down. And every gym has a little bit something different that's up above you. Sometimes it's insulation, sometimes it's rafters, sometimes it's that secondary net that comes down and splits up courts during a tournament. There's the basketball hoops, and they're all in play. There's lights, there's fans, there's unfortunately no fans here in the rafters, but some speakers, air conditioner units. Every gym's a little bit different. And a point here for Hot Springs. You go to somewhere like Sturgis, a huge ceiling where you don't even have to worry about anything getting caught up in there. Spearfish has a big vaulted ceiling and rafters. Lead-Deadwood a little bit lower. Back to serve for Hot Springs will be Ryan Heinert. 23-17 hits the top of the net, and Lead-Deadwood wasn't prepared for it. Getting a hand on it was Ava, but nobody there to get the set for Lead-Deadwood as it came just across the net and just died down, and now we're at set point 24-17. Here's the attack over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Gold Diggers unable to return it, and it's 25-17. Hot Springs gets the second set victory by 8, and they now lead it 2-0 as we head on over to our matchup menu being brought to you by the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Your matchups tonight include Spearfish at Hill City in the Black Hills Conference. Also, there is Harding County against New England, North Dakota. Lyons, Nebraska goes to Rapid City Christian. Also tonight in high school volleyball across the state, Jones County is at Wall. O'Gorman is at Brandon Valley. Custer visits Douglas in a Black Hills Conference matchup. There's also Rapid City Central at Rapid City Stevens. Roosevelt at Jefferson. Washington at Lincoln. Sturgis is at St. Thomas More tonight. And that's another Black Hills Conference matchup. Marshall, Minnesota at Watertown. And Sioux Falls Christian is at Yankton. Faith is at Bison. And Class B high school volleyball tonight as Clayson Davis over there as some of the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard update on KDSJ-TV. What do you have for more details over there?
Well, thank you, Cody. Looking at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Currently right now in set 4, Hill City is leading a Spearfish there in Hill City, 2-1. Look at Class A volleyball there. Also looking at some more volleyball that's going on today on our matchup menu. Looking at some more scores. As St. Thomas More up 3-0 over Sturgis Brown into into set 3. So St. Thomas More sweeps the Scoopers. And that's all the updated scores I have for the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Thanks to some more of our sponsors this evening. High school volleyball on a Tuesday night as we get into the month of September. Thanks to Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine as a location just down the road in Deadwood. Thanks to Pillin Optical over in Rapid City, celebrating many years of service and getting kids back to school. Make sure they have the good eyesight, and everybody could probably use better eyesight. So thanks to Pillin Optical for helping out those in sports and non-sports. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, located right there on West Jackson in Spearfish. They bring us our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. So first set, Hot Springs wins it by 10, 25-15. Second set, Hot Springs wins it by 8, 25-17. That last quadrant of the second set was not good for Lead-Deadwood, as there was one spectacular play in there as they were able to get a dig where it looked like the play was done, but they were able to win it on that point. And now they just need to make a comeback. Down 2-0 in this best of 5. As each team comes out of their second set break. We also thanks to Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolffph.com. That's WOLFFPH.com. So thanks to Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. They usually sponsor our halftime show, but we don't have halftime here in volleyball. The closest we get is here after 2 sets. So that's why we want to recognize Wolf's. Hot Springs will be back in action a week from tonight at Red Cloud. Lead-Deadwood will be back in action again this Thursday when they travel out to Wall to take on the Lady Eagles. You ready? I'm ready.
About as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Let's roll. Here we go. Set number 3. Ryan Heinert with the serve here for the Hot Springs Lady Bison. As they get it over, it's blocked at the net by Ashlyn Elshier, the junior middle hitter at 6 foot. 2 girls at 6 foot there for Hot Springs. A nice job of getting the block there. And here we go. Hot Springs with another serve. That is Heinert. And it's going to be a point for Hot Springs as Lead-Deadwood was unable to dig it up and get the set cleanly there. Out there for Lead-Deadwood is Jacobs, Vogt, and Black in the front line. And this one is hit too long by Ivy Hayes, who on the rotation comes to the front line. Now in the back. See if that's Percy or not. That's going to be out there Hannah Hansen, the libero for Lead-Deadwood. A block by Hot Springs at the net, and they lead it 4-0 here in this 3rd set. Back row for Lead-Deadwood again. Has Ava Bertrand, Hannah Hansen, and Nakaya Black back there. And this one was not set up well for Black as they went one side to the other here on the Gold Digger side. So an errant set gives Hot Springs the early lead, 5-0 here in set number 3, as they already lead it 2-0. This is an ace as it goes right down the middle of the floor. Coach Ashley Hansen calls the timeout for Lead-Deadwood to regroup. Sometimes you see teams maybe give up down 2-0. We'll see if they can light a spark and get things rolling here in the 3rd set. We'll be back with more high school volleyball action on KDSJ Sports.
We've all heard the phrase, it's never too late. The same can be said when it comes to your dental health.
Hi, this is Dr. Nicole Dana from Dana Dental Arts. As we grow older, sometimes we may wish we'd pay more attention to our dental health. If it's been a while since you've been to see a dentist, don't worry. We can help with whatever you're facing today.
No matter where you live in the area or what your walk of life consists of, it's never too late when it comes to your dental health. Call Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish today at 642-7727. Dana Dental Arts, a beautiful smile is always in style.
Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ 980 1035. We have so many platforms. We're also on KDSJ Sports mobile app. Do you have that, Clayson?
I do, actually.
Tell us more about that.
KDSJ Sports mobile app is your go-to app for all your Northern Black Hills sports needs. You have sporting updates, scoreboard updates, a schedule of future broadcasts, and just everything to stay updated about your favorite high school football, volleyball, basketball, track and field, underwater basket weaving team that you like.
Well, tell you what, my S7 phone is getting traded in tomorrow because sometimes I can't download certain apps because my phone is so old.
Now, like the phone you had to like crank start in order to send an email?
No, it's not a flip phone either, but this guy right here. But it's got 1 day left on it, but it will still download the KDSJ Sports mobile app for free.
So you have no excuse for those listening out there to not get the KDSJ Sports mobile app.
Yes. But tomorrow we're going to get a new phone. Hopefully they pay me to get this said new fancy phone.
They're probably surprised there's a phone that has lasted that long of that age.
Mm-hmm. With no case whatsoever on it.
They don't make them like they used to.
No.
Phones could be bulletproof.
And we'll get use of it one more time tonight to let you know it's 8:53 p.m. and I'm down to 8% on my battery. Back to action here. Hot Springs up 8-1. But Lead-Deadwood gets a point. I keep forgetting I'm looking at these TV screens that we have here. And I got to remember, we are also doing this game on KDSJ Radio, where we have to put everything in a picture for folks listening on AM, FM. And I know some people just like it that way. And we invite you to tune in each week for a volleyball match or Friday night football or Saturday college football with the Yellow Jackets kicking off this Saturday afternoon. Hot Springs gets a kill right there by number 7. That's Kiana Lewis, a junior middle hitter at 5'9".
I am excited to see what the Jackets will do this year. Again, they kick off against, I believe it'll be Southwest Baptist out of Missouri. They'll make the trip up to Spearfish. Again, Steve Ammerman with the call on that, just on KDSJ Radio, but kickoff around noon on Saturday. So be ready for that.
Again, that is on radio, so that means AM, FM, the app, and KDSJ980.com. Listen lively. All of our high school broadcasts will be also on KDSJ-TV.
Also, coming up on KDSJ-TV, debuting tomorrow, we'll have our From the Bench podcast. Also kickstarting, I'll be visiting with head Spearfish football coach Tom Teenson, talking about his win over T-Area last week and talking about his trip through Lead-Deadwood, also into Spearfish, and give you some more insight and some more sports heroes and stories going on in the Northern Black Hills. Again, that is the From the Bench podcast that will be debuting live tomorrow from the Millstone in Spearfish.
Coach Teason was a former football coach here for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, so he probably has a couple stories of maybe bring up a couple bus trips with Cody. 9-5, Hot Springs with the advantage here in this third set of volleyball. Right at the net, Lead-Deadwood with a good job trying to get the secondary block. Unable to get it here on the near side, right by the man on the stand. Almost ran into it. There's padding along the stand there. And she tried to do everything she could to keep that one alive. So now it is 10-5. The Bison have doubled up the Gold Diggers here in this third set, trying to go for the sweep. Lead-Deadwood on their side. Here's Madsen with the set. And it is spiked there by Nakaya Black. Again, she is 5'4", but she can jump. If you're watching this in person or on KDSJ-TV, you don't think she can get up that high, but she gets by the net and can jump. 10-6. Now going back to serve. Coming into the game will be number 13. We haven't seen her yet, but we talked about her. Harlow McCulley, the freshman middle hitter. She played well in the JV game, and I hyped her up, and then she serves it into the net. But she's another one of those that can really jump, and is just coming along with her development. Going through the sub-varsity ranks, already a freshman, and she sped through the middle school program, and here she is. And here is an ace by Hot Springs, serving it up from that deep far corner. Each server has their own little technique, and Kennedy Majeski, the senior, likes to go over that far corner. A jump serve just behind the line. Lead-Deadwood able to get the set, but then the attack goes long and hits it out of bounds. Hot Springs won first set 25-15, won second set 25-17. And back to serve. Lead-Deadwood side. They try to get it over in 3. McCauley does. Now here comes the attack by Hot Springs. It's down. McCauley dives for it, and it will be a point for Hot Springs. So again, Hot Springs kind of eyeing the floor before they hit it, and they're just kind of 2 steps ahead of Lead-Deadwood again. They know where to hit it. Lead-Deadwood is not in position. And a point there for the Bison.
Yeah, everything for Lead-Deadwood just seems hard on them today. When digging up sets, just getting in position, they just seemed a little dysfunctional today. Maybe the long Labor Day weekend has paid a toll on them as well.
Here is Lead-Deadwood on their side, trying to get it over in 3, and they do. Nikaya Black with a good attack, and a point there for the Diggers as it makes it 14-7. They still have some catching up to do. They're down by a touchdown and a point after, and you can't get 7 points at one time here, but you can get one at a time, and that's what they did there as Delaney Matson serves up an ace. So back-to-back points here for Lead-Deadwood. They have one timeout left here in this third period, or this third set, as we play here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym number 1. And here's the attack, and it's a kill. 3 straight points for Lead-Deadwood as they swing the momentum a little bit to their side. And here comes Hot Springs on their side, ready for the attack, but it's blocked by Vogt and the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. A little bit coming to life now after that little pep talk, as Vogt, a nice job there in the middle of the floor, hitting it down. No return by Hot Springs, and it's 14-10. Again, Lead-Deadwood was down 14-7, so 4 straight points for the Diggers. Here's Manson. Now here's the set by Bertrand, and the attack by Jacobs. It goes over to the Hot Springs side. Hot Springs goes middle of the floor. Lead-Deadwood able to dig it up, but I think maybe a lift, and that's what they're going to call it. A lift on Lead-Deadwood.
I don't think the student section is a huge fan of that call.
They did not agree, but no appeal by Coach Hansen and the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers coaching staff. And now here is Lead-Deadwood on their side. They get it over in 3. Hot Springs on the attack. They go right side. She gets it over. Now here comes Vogt. They get it over in 3, and then Hot Springs hits it into the net. Point Diggers to make it 15-11 here in this third set as they try to avoid the sweep. Other Black Hills Conference matchups tonight around. Spearfish is at Hill City. Sturgis is at St. Thomas More tonight. There's a matchup at Douglas. We have this one here between Hot Springs and Lead-Deadwood. And this is a point for Hot Springs as they get the block and the point from Ashlyn Elshire. Volleyball busy Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays is their main schedule. Mondays are usually reserved for, I would say, JV programs, middle school programs. And then you have volleyball Tuesdays, an off day Wednesday, volleyball Thursday, football Friday, volleyball tournaments on Saturday, and a day of rest on Sunday. Here is Hot Springs, and they get it over to the Lead-Deadwood side. Gold Diggers go diving for it, but unable to get it up off the floor. So it's 17-11. Hot Springs up by 6. And this one goes right at Bertrand, and the only thing she could do is avoid it from hitting it in her face. So she put up 2 hands just to block it down. That doesn't do anybody any good, as she did not dig it up or set it up for anybody. So Hot Springs gets the point, and now here comes Black. She pushes it over for Lead-Deadwood. Here's the attack by Hot Springs, and another point for the Lady Bison. Coming up big, Ashlyn Elshire, the 6-foot junior. Timeout on the floor called by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers as they trail by 8 here in set 3. 19-11, Hot Springs leads it. We'll be back in 30 seconds for more high school volleyball action on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
And back here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, I'm Cody Oliver. Clayson Davis over on the KDSJ-TV side of things. You got 10 seconds. Give us a quick plug for KDSJ-TV.
Well, KDSJ-TV, again, getting going this fall. Got another broadcast going on this Friday, but also coming tomorrow live at around 6:40, we'll debut our From the Bench podcast with Clayson Davis, where I sit down with head Spearfish football coach Tom Teenson, talking about last week's win over T-Area and also what's coming up for the Spartans.
Gold Digger Volleyball right now, they have it as they hit it over to Hot Springs. Hot Springs making that road trip from the Southern Hills, going through the beautiful Black Hills. And I heard on a bus that didn't have air conditioning, so roll down the windows and enjoy the beautiful hills. And they're bringing the heat tonight right with them as they're up 2 games to none, up 20-11. And trying to end things out here in this third set, but it will be a violation on Lead-Deadwood. So that's a point for Hot Springs, and to be honest with you, I don't know what the violation was. So a 10-point lead for Hot Springs. We play on. It's a quick match. We got to follow right through. Here is the attack by Hot Springs. It's blocked by Lead-Deadwood at the net. Vogt leans back, gets it over the net. Now here comes Hot Springs. Hot Springs hits this one just about a half a foot too far. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Lead-Deadwood back with the serve. Coming back in is freshman Harlow McCulley. She'll be playing that middle hitter position. And sitting out will be Ava Bertrand. Going back to serve on all this rotation is Hayden Jacobs. This one goes into the net on the serve. So Lead-Deadwood right there with a service error gives the point right back to Hot Springs. As we come to you from the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, it's an ace served up there by the Hot Springs Lady Bison. And that is number 5, Ella Haskovitz, the 8th grader. She backs up behind the baseline on the basketball court. Jump serves. Comes over here to the Lead-Deadwood side. There's the bump, there's the set, and there's the attack. Lead-Deadwood again doesn't have the size, but they do have a couple girls that can jump over there on that far side. That time McCauley tries to go up for the block, but it is coming down on the Lead-Deadwood side. So a point for Hot Springs, and we are set point, match point, 24-12. Here's the serve, comes over to Lead-Deadwood. The Gold Diggers want to try to attack from this outside position with McCauley, and they can't get it done. 25-12, your final. Hot Springs wins it by 13. Your final score in this one, 25-15, 25-17, 25-12, in a match that took 1 hour and 6 minutes. And coming up next, we will have our post-game show being brought to you by Dakota Equipment Rental. That's coming up next as part of our high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ Sports, Radio, and KDSJ-TV. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
But 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money. Years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience, and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Gold Dust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
I'm Cody Oliver. Clayson Davis is here as well as we wrap up things from the Lead-Deadwood High School gym and welcome you into the post-game report being brought to you by Dakota Equipment Rental, located at 4435 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish. Call 605-642-4703 or see dakotaequipmentrental.com. The Hot Springs Lady Bison come up for the Southern Black Hills today, just a day after Labor Day, as both teams come on of the long weekend. Both teams had 3 games each down at the Custer Tournament on Saturday, and Hot Springs making the road trip up here in the heat. And a game that got started about an hour later than was scheduled, as a lot of things going on here in the Lead-Deadwood activities department today. Hot Springs just a step or two ahead of Lead-Deadwood throughout this match tonight as they win the first set by 10, 25-15. They win the second set by 8, 25-17. That was the most competitive match, or the competitive set out of the entire night. And the third set, Lead-Deadwood got down, I think, 8-1, and they end up losing 25-12. So a difference of 13 points there as Hot Springs just were at the right places, and then they just found the gaps in Lead-Deadwood on the court. And the Gold Diggers, without the height, again, their tallest girl is about 5'10", maybe 6 foot. Everybody else is between 5'4" and 5'7". So Hot Springs using a little bit more their height and knowledge as just 2 seniors on the Lead-Deadwood squad. So put it all together, a little bit more experience, quickness, and knowing where to get it on the floor. Hot Springs win at 3-0. And let's head on over to our player of the game. It is our Superior Performance being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at Superior Auto SD. And tonight's player of the game will go to the Hot Springs Lady Bison, and it will be Ashlyn Elshier. Now, we don't keep stats here in volleyball, but she had some aces when she was back there serving. She's a junior middle hitter, the tallest girl on the team at 6 foot, so she had some kills there at the net, was just a presence against the smaller Lead-Deadwood squad, and was able to do an impact there at the middle of the net. Ashlyn Elshier, a junior middle hitter, getting our player of the game and our Superior Performance being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. Coming up next, we'll have a run through the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Clayson Davis will have that when we come back right here on KDSJ Sports. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back with more of the postgame show.
The deals are heating up at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram during the Make This the Summer of Ram sales event, where the best way to buy a 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie is with $9,500 of bonus cash, stock number 10059, or a 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman Power Wagon with $3,000 bonus cash. Save on interest with 5.99% financing plus no payment for 90 days. With approved credit, offer expires on September 4th, 2024. Visit the all-new Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Back here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym here on this Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and at KDSJ980.com, and video-wise over at KDSJ-TV on YouTube and Facebook Live. And taking the things over there at KDSJ-TV is Clayson Davis, and he has our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Yeah, thank you, Cody. Looking at the scoreboard for some scores and updates from local volleyball games going on this Tuesday night. Hopefully everyone else was a lot cooler in their respective gyms other than us. We were rather warm here today. Last update we had from Hill City and Spearfish was Hill City up 2-1. That's in set 4 from the looks of it there in Hill City. Sturgis Brown, they lost to St. Thomas More earlier today, 3-0. Sturgis Brown was close with St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers 25-23, and then lost sets 2 and 3 by a score of 25-19 in both sets. Rapid City Stevens, they play their same town rival Rapid City Central, and it was Stevens Lady Raiders, they get the win 3-1 as they beat Rapid City Central 25-15, 25-20. And Rapid City Central got their first set win in set 3 with a 25-13 win before Stevens came back to take the match at 25-15. Douglas and Custer, they are currently in the 5th set of that contest, tied up 2 apiece. Looks like currently Douglas is leading the Lady Wildcats by a score of 8-4. Again, that one in Douglas, as the Patriots are looking to complete the game with a race to 15 in that one, as the Patriots again leading Custer 8-4 in the 5th set. Looking at some other scores going on in the area that I can find. Harding County, they played New England and North Dakota today. And Harding County, they took care of business against New England as they sweep New England, North Dakota 3-0, winning 25-13, 25-16, and 25-11. Coming up later, actually the next game for Belle-Fourche, they'll be against St. Thomas More according to the scores feed. And again, that will do it for the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and a scoreboard. I'm used to scoreboard and sportcast like I do on Saturday mornings.
Hot Springs gets the win here, 3 games to none, 25-15, 25-17, 25-12. In straight sets, they win at 3 games to none. Thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Home Source Furniture and Floors, Beef Logic, the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, bringing us our matchup menu as we talked about the different matchups across the Black Hills Conference and Region 8A tonight. And also thanks to Butte County Equipment in Belle-Fourche. Hot Springs, their next matchup will be a week from tonight as they will be at Red Cloud, a team that they defeated over the weekend at the Custer tournament 2 games to none. So we'll see how they do in their next outing as Hot Springs is now 2-3 in the season. Lead-Deadwood is currently 2 wins, both over Newell, and they have 4 losses now. Belle-Fourche, Todd County, Custer, and Hot Springs. Lead-Deadwood will be back at it later on this week on Thursday night when they head to Wall. And let's go through our broadcast for the rest of this week here on KDSJ Sports. Coming up tomorrow night exclusively over on KDSJ-TV. Clayson Davis, what's in store?
Coming up tomorrow night exclusively.
It'd be a Wednesday.
It would be a Wednesday.
I don't know what day it is. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yep, the long weekend was kind of sent us all for a loop. But again, tomorrow, going live at around 6:40, we debut our From the Bench podcast, where I get to sit down with the area athletes, coaches, and more interesting sports personnel around the Northern Black Hills, talking about sports, what they have in store. And again, that is all from our From the Bench podcast with Clayson Davis. We debut tomorrow with head Spearfish football coach Tom Teason as we get to talk about his journey to being the head man at Spearfish High School. Talk a little bit about their upset win over T-Area, where we were there for that one, Cody, right here on KDSJ-TV. You can rewatch that game as well on our YouTube and Facebook pages, respectively. But again, coming up again at 6:40 tomorrow, we'll have our debut of our From the Bench podcast with Clayson Davis, talking with head Spearfish football coach Tom Teason. And, of course, that one will be brought to you live from the Millstone in Spearfish.
Get a piece of pie while you're there. I don't think the world heard me. Get a piece of pie when you're there.
Let us hope.
And then bring back a piece for me, please.
I don't know
if you're going to go to the Millstone, you got to bring back some of the good stuff. And then on Friday, where will you be?
Friday, we will actually be at O'Hara Stadium on the campus of South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, where we will actually be there for the second half and the nightcap of the Rushmore Bowl. As Spearfish Spartans, they make the short journey out east down I-90 to take on Class AAA Rapid City Central in the nightcap of the Rushmore Bowl. As that game set to start around 7 o'clock. Of course, there's a game beforehand, which is Rapid City Stevens versus Brandon Valley in the first game of the Rushmore Bowl. Rapid City Central looking to break their long losing streak. About did it last week versus a very good Sioux Falls Roosevelt team. And they will look to try to beat a Class AA team in Spearfish, who kind of sent the state on alert with an upset over number 3 ranked T-Area last Friday. So one team trying to break their losing streak, but did show some promise earlier in week number 1. While they get to play a team that's on the rise in the Class AA in the Spearfish Spartans. Either way, we'll have a good one for you. We'll have our own broadcast on KDSJ-TV as myself and I believe Paul James will actually join us on Friday from O'Hara Stadium here on KDSJ-TV on KDSJ 980 AM and 103.5 FM. You get to listen to the wonderful voice of Steve Ammerman give you the play-by-play between Rapid City Central and Rapid City and Spearfish, that is. And then, of course, speaking of Steve Ammerman, he'll debut his season of Black Hill State University football coming up Saturday as the Yellow Jackets kick off their season and also kick off their home opener versus Southwest Baptist from Missouri. That kickoff supposed to be around noon, I do believe. And, of course, for more schedules from our sports broadcasts, you can also find us on our KDSJ website as well as our mobile app.
Thanks to everyone listening. Thanks to Proline Equipment Rental, Low Roofing, Millstone Family Restaurant, and Butte County Equipment for being on the airwaves as sponsors tonight as we have week 2 of our high school volleyball season. And the game of the week here goes to Hot Springs, winning it 3-0, 25-15, 25-17, 25-12. For Clayson Davis, thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger Activities for putting us up tonight, as they had a lot to do tonight coming off of the Labor Day weekend. So thanks for their hospitality, and we'll be back again here sometime soon. Our next broadcast on the volleyball side next Tuesday night, it'll be Rapid City Christian at Spearfish a week from tonight. Thanks everyone for listening. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night. And we'll say thanks to some more of our sponsors before we get back into the best of the 60s and 70s.